Greetings and welcome to this week's True Sky Sidereal Astrological Weather Report. I am Lumi, your friendly neighborhood autistic savant with a special interest in human behavior, metaphysics, and the secrets of the universe, here to share with you this specific lens of astrology that actually takes into consideration the current astronomical positions of the luminaries as they are in real time, capturing the alchemical energetic effects of the luminaries moving through these star groupings, creating energetic conditions for us to play with here on Earth. This is how astrology is meant to function. It's meant to create certain energetic weather and predispositions, among which we could still have free will, so we can play with these energies, kind of like a choose your own adventure. You might be thinking, like, hey, isn't that what astrology just is in general? And in fact, no, it is not. Tropical or Western astrology is an incomplete system. It only measures the lower cycles of our Earth, and the human mind, the human psyche, the mental realm, and the physical world, because it only measures the seasons, and the luminaries in that system are all symbolic. As you can see here, the sun itself in real time, using this star charting app called Night Sky. There's a lot of different ones you can use. I like this one because of the visuals. The sun is actually in Capricorn, okay? And this difference comes from the fact that there's something called the precession of the equinoxes, where the stars move in the sky 1 degree every 72 years. And actually, I misspoke there. The stars move in the sky every single day, but the line of the ecliptic shifts slightly in that the path that the luminaries follow changes 1 degree every 72 years. So over the time that this has been in place, we can now see that the sun and all of the other luminaries are about 23 degrees behind tropical. Now, this is also not Vedic astrology, because in this lens, we look at the varying sizes of the constellations, and we also include the 13th sign, Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, that of hidden wisdom, sharing the sky with a Scorpio right over the galactic center, which is a black hole and essentially the womb of our universe, creating a death and rebirth portal in the 8th house, turning the wheel of samsara in the tropical system to spiral dynamics. So tropical astrology keeps you human. True Sidereal makes you celestial. So if you're here for that, stay tuned. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into the rundown of where the luminaries are on the line of the ecliptic. I'm using my phone, again, to produce this video this week as opposed to my MacBook, as the MacBook has low sound quality, and I've had some challenges in getting myself to this point. This is basically a passion project for me at this point, folks. I am an entrepreneurial single mom. My primary business is actually a residential cleaning business, and I do the spiritual work on the side at present. And so I had to get a new laptop over the summer because my super expensive MacBook just decided to die randomly, and the fancy microphone that I bought for that laptop will not plug into the current one. So if the sound quality sucks and I'm tired, it's slow processing. So this week, to make it easier, I'm using my phone again. Those of you viewing this on TikTok will probably benefit. Those of you viewing it on YouTube, I'm sorry. So let's start our rundown. Alrighty, so we can see the sun, as I said, is in Capricorn. The moon, as of recording this on Monday, is in Sagittarius. And then we have this Mercury just at the cusp here of Sagittarius. It will be into Capricorn, conjunct the new moon on Wednesday. Also conjunct Pluto, our friend of Pluto. That's right, Pluto is not in Aquarius. It is just entering Capricorn. This is not a bad thing. Things need to be dismantled in order for the new to come into play, okay? Moving down the line of the ecliptic, here we have Aquarius, the water bearer. We've got Saturn at home in Aquarius as the former or old school ruler, traditional ruler of Aquarius, also co-ruled by Uranus. And then we've got Venus just at the cusp of Pisces here. It will be conjunct Neptune this week. Lots of conjunctions this week. And here we can see the difference between Pisces and some of the other constellations. So Pisces is quite large, the two fishies here, okay? Also, Cetus the whale apparently plays into this. I still have not had the capacity to look into that, but apparently these two constellations work together. So Pisces, Neptune, and Venus. And then in Uranus, the bull, Taurus here, another really large constellation compared to some of the other ones. We've got Uranus, which will be going direct this week, and Jupiter. Both these planets have been in Taurus and will be in Taurus for some time because they're outer or slower moving planets. And then just moving along the line of the ecliptic to Gemini here, we've got Mars still in retrograde in Gemini, not Cancer. It was in Cancer. It has just moved into Gemini. Okay, we're talking about that in the rundown. There are the detailed aspects after this. There we got Cancer the crab, Leo the lion. Not much going on in this part of the sky, but we'll just show you anyways. This is how astrology is meant to work, right? You can see how these constellations, the zodiac, lay out along the line of the ecliptic. Virgo is another massive constellation. Takes the planets a long time to transit compared to Libra, which is relatively small. Scorpio, again, also another smaller constellation as far as its line of path on the line of the ecliptic. And then Ophiuchus, here we have the 13th sign. This is where the galactic center is, the womb of the universe, okay? So we went through this portal in December. So if December was wild for you, it's probably why. Scorpio is death and rebirth. So when I say September, that's weird. Anywho, and then here we are, Sagittarius, the archer. Really the theme of this week with the new moon that's coming up on Wednesday, which is also the beginning of the lunar new year, the Chinese new year, because weird, they celebrate the lunar cycles as the beginning of the year. What an odd concept. That is on Wednesday, and so really the theme of this whole week, and this new moon in particular, is the ending of that Sagittarius energy, the closing of it for now, and the movement into Capricorn. Alrighty, so let's get into the specific aspects of this week. It is really giving new beginnings, just like the Lunar New Year. We're having a lot of like long-term supportive energy coming through, a lot of energy that's making us value depth, rethinking things and shaking things up. So the most significant event of the week is, of course, the new moon, right? The beginning of the next lunar cycle. And where we're at right now, leading up to this, is the releasing of everything that, like the loose ends, and anything that needs to let go before we move into this new cycle. I'm leaving that in. So we're completing all of the Sagittarius energy. So Sagittarius is that mutable fire, that expansive creation, the philosopher, like big thinking, big ideas kind of idea. So we're tying up the loose ends on that, like opening up as far as our creation and expanding our horizons and settling into the energy of Capricorn, which is all about like responsibility, creating structures to support us, and having patience for the long term. As for the moon transits this week, it is in Sagittarius currently as I'm recording this on Monday. So today and tomorrow it will be in Sagittarius. And then for the new moon on Wednesday, it will be moving into Capricorn. It'll be there Wednesday and part of Thursday. And then late Friday into Thursday, we'll have the moon in Aquarius. And on the weekend, it will be in Pisces. The moon is the luminary that moves the fastest through the zodiac. It moves in the sky 13 degree points every day, and it actually affects us the most, I would say. Out of all the luminaries, personally, I really only pay attention to the lunar cycles predominantly. Like, I report on this stuff for you guys, and some of the bigger aspects are important, but mostly I'm just looking at the moon, because the moon is our emotions. It is a magnet that is meant to pull things up and out of us in order to process them. So yeah, that's what the moon's doing this week. I'm going to make a whole video on the new moon as well. But essentially, the themes of it are, just like I said at the preamble for this week's energy, is essentially moving from the Sagittarius, free-spirited, expansive, philosopher kind of energy into the more grounded and initiative-taking, like slow and steady, building structures, being responsible kind of energy of Capricorn. With the new moon on Wednesday, which will be exact at 7:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, is going to be conjunct Mercury. So Mercury is going to be conjunct Pluto and right next to the sun and the moon, which are going to be at the same point. That's what a new moon is. Every new moon, the sun and the moon are going to be at the same degree point. In a full moon, it's the opposite. So the moon will be in the sister sign, okay? So the sun and the moon conjunct, and then Mercury and Pluto conjunct, all in Capricorn, okay? So we're going to have this energy supporting the vision. Like, Mercury is thinking, communication, transmission. Pluto is the underworld, right? It is the death bringer, the ego killer, like the ending of cycles. So we're thinking in a very deep way about what is underneath and what can be uncovered and what needs to end, essentially. And like what needs to end as far as what's restricting us and what is keeping us in this oppressive, externally locust kind of system that we've been indoctrinated into, okay? So we've got that energy supporting the new moon. And then we've also got a trine to Jupiter starting. It'll be exact, actually, the day after the new moon. But this trine to Jupiter will be kind of a supportive energy because Jupiter is like expansion, okay? And Capricorn is contraction. Jupiter and, because Capricorn is like Saturn also, right? So like Jupiter and Saturn are opposites. Expansion expansion and contraction. This is how we make things. This is creation energy, guys. It's the law of three in action right here. We just need a little neutral space or blank incubating space, okay? So Jupiter in Taurus as well as the expansion of our physical world. So this new moon in particular should be pretty potent as far as manifesting your visions. Now, it isn't exactly with the new moon, right? Like I would recommend doing manifestation rituals a little after the new moon, once the moon is growing, okay, when it is waxing. That is the time to do more manifestation kind of energies with what you're trying to bring in with this new Capricorn responsibility, supportive structure kind of vibe. Other notables this week include Uranus going direct in Taurus. Okay, this is happening on Thursday. So Uranus has been retrograde in Taurus for some time, and it is the planet of challenging the status quo. It is shaking things up. It is doing things differently. It is the way maker, the change maker, the revolutionary. Okay, so we've been in this period of contemplating ourselves as the revolutionary and how we can revolutionize our physical world, because that is what Uranus and Taurus is. Okay, Uranus is Aquarius energy, right? Taurus is fixed earth. It is like the most solid earth, okay? It is the physical world. It is manifestation. It is your body. It's taking care of your body, taking care of your home, like all those kind of comforts that come with Taurus, okay? So we're going to have this energy of like challenging this of status quo and being empowered to that, okay? And then on Saturday, we will have Venus conjunct Neptune, okay? So Venus is in Pisces. Neptune is also in Pisces. So Venus is the planet of love and relationships and values, okay? How we love things and what we value, essentially. And Neptune and Pisces are both deep spirituality, okay? They are mutable water, which is flexible emotions. It is dark night of the soul. It is the intangible. It can also, though, conversely, be fantasy and disillusionment and escapism, okay? So Venus is going to bring this energy of what we value. So we'll have this vibe of like valuing depth, valuing your intuition, and like really considering who and what matters on a soul level. And this in conjunction with this new moon energy, all this Capricorn, like structures, like you're in, you're out kind of vibe, right? Like what is contributing to your growth as a celestial being, and what is keeping you stuck in the cycles of samsara in your human life? Like, what are you toiling away at? What are you continuing to give energy into that is like submitting you, essentially? And how can we release that? I should also mention, as far as this energy in Pisces, the North Node is conjunct Neptune right now as well, and Chiron is also in the mix there. Chiron's a little further down Pisces, but they're all in that energy. So the North Node is our destiny. North Node and Chiron don't show up on this astronomical app because they are astrological type of figures, okay? So the North Node is the nodes of the moon. The North Node in particular is our destiny, like what we're moving towards, okay? And so that, and then Chiron is our wounds, okay? So we're going to have a lot of themes coming up as far as like our receptivity and the value of our receptivity in moving forward to be who we are dharmically intended to be, like I'm stepping into our destiny. And with that comes some wounding, right? Like there's all of these wounds that keep us layered in the lower realms of our experience to keep us safe. Okay, so you might have a potential of things being triggered in this realm. And remember that your triggers are your treasures. Anything that activates you is a clue to deeper work to be unwound in order to enlighten yourself, because this is literally what enlightenment means. It just means releasing yourself from the density of the lower realms so that you can experience life from a higher state of being. And it's not like higher is better, okay? It just means you're more spacious, and it means that you have access to the lower realms and the higher realms because there are less laws keeping you stuck down. The laws keep you grounded, right? And we want to have the ability to be grounded if we want to, but also be able to go on outer space when needed or desired. So yeah, that's it for this week. Really, like I said at the beginning, it's giving new beginnings. It really is giving New Year vibes as far as the beginning of the lunar cycle, bringing in this fresh new energy after a period of the expansion and the bigger picture happening in Sagittarius, and actually even within that, prior to that, the work that went into unwinding ourselves and death and rebirth within December. I feel like that those cycles are coming to a close, and we're being less murky, like things are less murky and less spacey. So we're going to have more clarity and energy in order to move forward, developing these new plans and structures to support ourselves and support our vision of a new earth and curating whatever reality it is that you want. So that's it for now. If you like this sort of content, you know what to do. Engage with this video in every way that you can. Comment your favorite magical emoji. Consider making a donation to support my work so I can buy a nicer computer to make these videos more appealing for y'all. And I'll see you in the next one.